everyone, and welcome to Overcast. Thank you for joining for the 77th episode of Overcast, your Overwatch podcast. I'm Frostee this week, again, joined by two awesome co-hosts, Ovadrive and Soulslain. What is up, guys?
Hey, not too much.
Nice. We're back here for another week of Overwatch news and banter, whatever you want to say. So before we get started, I'll just let everybody know you can always follow us on Twitter at Overcast Show. Our blog page is overcast.frozenfoxmedia.com. If you want to check out all the other content, podcasts, and more on the Frozen Fox Media Network, just head over to frozenfoxmedia.com. Thank you for watching. If you're watching the YouTube version of this, make sure you give us a thumbs up, subscribe, let us know what you think about the show there. And also, if you're listening on the audio version on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or anywhere else, if you love the show, let us know by leaving us a review. Make sure you subscribe there and on YouTube so you don't miss any episodes in the future. So there you go. Formalities are out of the way, so let's talk about our past week.
Yeah, let's. So what's been going on, guys? Playing some Overwatch, doing things out of game. Soul, how about you? Why don't we start with you?
Okay, sure. I've been hopping through like a ton of games recently, trying out the Hearthstone expansion, trying out Hunter, as well as then I'm playing over in Gwent too, so trying to play a little bit of that while it's still in beta, and of course playing some Overwatch, trying to get as much competitive gaming in as I can. So I'm trying it all.
Awesome.
Frostee, how about yourself?
This week is outstanding because it is the last week of school for me. Hopefully ever. I'm hoping. So tomorrow
you gotta go back.
I know, right?
Go for that PhD. Come on.
That's what I said after I graduated with my undergrad. I was like, I'm not going to go back to school. There's no way. A few years later, I'm like, I guess I'm going to law school now. So, I could always go back and get an LLM or get some other degree, I guess. But I don't know. I kind of want my debt to go away again. So it's like you get to a point where you're debt free, and then you go back to school. Yep. Like, how crazy am I, right? No, but tomorrow is actually the last day of school for me, and then finish some papers, finals, and head over to graduation. That's it. Go back to the workforce.
Yeah. Could be good and bad.
Yeah. You never know. So hopefully it's good.
Yeah.
So that's most of what I've been doing. Just a little bit of gaming, but it's after this week, it'll probably go up a little bit until it's time to study for the bar. Then be gaming at nights. I'll probably be gaming at night to just keep my sanity while I'm studying for the bar.
Yeah. Like one match in between, like 20 pages of text, or
yeah,
whatever it is.
Because it's like there's like a set schedule with your bar prep programs, and like I have a class that I have to watch or videos or whatever of it that I watch during the daytime, and then there's like a regimented times throughout the day where you have to study certain things to stay on track, and then your evenings are like study some more, and then you're free. But I'm like, I'm gonna be gaming in my free time.
Yeah.
I gotta stay sane.
Yeah,
exactly.
So.
Well, I've been looking at making a hardware upgrade on my computer.
Oh.
I want a 1080 GTX 1080. So I've been shopping around trying to find a good deal on that. I know that the TI is out right now, but that's super expensive.
Yeah.
I think I can go with the 1080 and be happy with that.
Nice.
So
what do you have now?
Pretty popular.
I have a 970 right now. It's not bad. But whenever I have two monitors up and I'm running a game on one and I have stuff going on the other, it sometimes gets a little weird. Like my game, like the frames like overlap, it seems like sometimes when I turn really quick.
Okay.
And I don't know. I think and I'm getting like some error messages, like the color is not as exact as it should be. So I think I'm just gonna upgrade this thing.
Nice.
Well, you forgot to mention you have a 144 megahertz screen.
That's
so,
true.
I mean, you need to push the frames on that too. I mean, to get the full potential.
Yeah.
So
look at Soul just talking you into the purchase.
Bottleneck.
Yeah.
Why stop there?
Yeah, exactly.
Like I told my friends.
just SLI bridge. No.
So yeah.
That's awesome. You'll have to give us like a review then if you get it.
I will. I'll let you guys know how it is. And
or we won't see you anymore because you'll be playing. So it'll be so much.
Yeah,
better.
you won't even hear from me. I'll just be quiet. I need to play. This is amazing.
That'll help if you stream too. If you stream,
I know. I can get a better output on that.
Yep,
the internet shouldn't be the problem. But yeah, that's the other thing. When I stream, I get really laggy. It gets real choppy and stuff. So I don't think that's my internet. That's definitely my GPU.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, been playing some comp, and we'll get into that in a little bit. But I feel like I'm a little stuck there in like 2300. So just off and on, because this weekend was obviously a holiday, so didn't get to play a ton, but definitely got some comp games in.
There you go.
So yeah,
trapped for a little bit. Well, cool. Let's go and just into the topics for the week. That will be right into season 4, so we'll get our little status report underway, right? And
let's do it.
What's going on in season 4? What are we seeing out there? It looks like Ova just said he was stuck. I kind of feel the same way. I still can't get over 1700 again. I'm just kind of like there.
We can pull you up.
I've
need
seen,
to group up.
I've seen some of the levers, like we were talking about too.
Yeah.
So
that's so frustrating.
I'll throw it to Soul first. Have you seen anything you want to report back on so far this week?
Not really, actually. I think everything has settled. Like Orissa's not always picked anymore, and people have kind of settled in certain comps. But I feel in 2300, people sometimes they just pick whatever they want, really, and you just got to roll with it. You're not going to see those meta comps that often.
Yeah.
So, yep.
What do you think about it? What do you
yeah.
What do you think the reason is that you're getting trapped?
I don't know. Probably my own mechanical skill, to be honest. But I think the trends I've been seeing is Winstons, a lot of Winstons and a lot of Junkrats. And I think there may be this new meta evolving that's like shield or bubble metas. So you see like a lot of Winstons, a lot of Reinhardts, Lucios, even Symmetras throwing shields out there. Like shields everywhere. So I think even picking up a Bastion or a Symmetra that can go through the shields, or Junkrats to break the shields, I think that may be the answer to get at least some progress in some of those games if you're struggling. Some are better than others. You have teams that can bust through the shields, but if not, you need to pick up a hero. I just see a ton of Winstons, a ton of shields, just everywhere. That's been at least the last week of playing. That's what I've seen.
Shield meta is returning.
Yeah, it's a thing.
Boy. Yeah, I mean, Orisa she's pretty good at taking out shields, really, because she has 150 clips, so she works well sometimes, especially against Reinhardt.
Yeah, I've seen that with just Junkrats everywhere, too, so I have to throw it in that I've seen that as well. I guess it didn't really occur to me, but I'm like, oh yeah, I have seen Junkrat in like every game, every team.
It's everywhere.
That's true. I always see Junkrat picked attack or defense or whatever mode he's getting picked. Yeah.
There we go.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts. Speaking of, I didn't put it in the show notes, but I don't know if you guys watched it on IGN this week. But it was speaking of comps in this season. Did you see Jeff Kaplan frying the IGN team in their Overwatch match, giving like an analysis of it?
That is the clip that I was excited about. It is so good. Everyone has to check it out. It's hilarious.
It is funny.
Yeah, I want him to do more of this.
Yeah, it's awesome. Trash talking everyone.
Do you think he really knows what he's talking about, though?
Oh yeah, I totally think he does. I loved when he was just like, I think this is the fortify whenever it's off cooldown.
Yeah, that was good.
This is the fortify and the Genji reflects. So this is perfect here. Make sure to utilize this.
But the end though was pretty awesome with like the Diva Meteor. I mean, you got to hand it to the team. They pulled it out in the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was cool. All right, so let's go on and talk about some Genji. There's a lot of Genji news this week somehow. And Jeff Goodman, one of the designers, was on the forums this I think about the last day or two. He's talking about some players are talking about they're not getting all the swings in their ult for Genji. I don't know if you guys have seen this talk going on. So Jeff Goodman took the forums to address this and wanted to say that, think maybe it was because of latency or something like that. So what they're going to go ahead and do going forward is make sure that no matter what your latency is or anything, that you're going to get the 7 swings rather than just 6. You're going to get your full ult.
Yeah.
So I honestly haven't played Genji for a really long time, so I haven't even realized this. I don't know if either one of you have seen this or realized that.
No, I really, I don't play him really at all, so I didn't notice it, but I can see how it'd be a big impact because that sword is really powerful, especially when it's boosted. Yeah. So definitely an issue.
Especially if you're losing a swing.
Because I was dying.
Yeah, you were dead. You're dead. You didn't care how many swings he had. Only one was needed to take you out.
It happens to me. So you play Mercy most of the time. It's like, crap. Nice. So there you go. Let's go from boosting boosting Genji to moving Genji to another game. And if you're a Heroes player, you'll notice that Heroes picked up Genji this week. Also the Hanamura map. So I don't know, the Hanamura map looks pretty cool. It's got a lot of different mechanics. It looks like it's going to play a lot differently. But Genji's there. I honestly didn't think it would be him, but there he is.
Even with the Oni Genji skin that's in Overwatch.
Yep.
They put it in Heroes.
So what they should do is the thing from months ago was the Year of the Rooster event. Wasn't it that you could get the Oni Genji skin, or was it another? It was another one, huh?
That was the cross promotion. If you played Heroes, you got it in Overwatch.
Yeah, what they should do is be if you got that, you get the Oni Genji skin in Heroes now.
That would be awesome.
That'd be cool.
But I don't know. So they brought him in. He's got his Dragon Blade, the Shuriken, Deflect, Swift Strike, all those abilities from Overwatch. A little bit his deflection is a little bit different. He's got another heroic called X Strike, which seems kind of interesting. But they seem to do the Overwatch heroes a pretty good justice in the game. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Soul, what do you think about Genji coming to Heroes of the Storm?
It's really cool how they're bringing all these heroes to there so quickly. Really, I mean, Zarya, Lucio, Genji. I mean, they're all bringing them over pretty quickly, and they have some really nice skins for Genji as well. I think they're doing a good job at this.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. What do you think? You play a lot of heroes too?
Yeah, I really like how transferable the character is into Heroes, because you really have almost the exact same amount of abilities in both games. Mm-hmm. So it transfers over nicely. And I think just added playstyles to Heroes is always a good thing. So
nice.
I think it's great.
Yep. I think he'll be a cool addition. Like I said, I didn't expect him. He was one of those heroes that everybody was talking about. They're like, yeah, it's gonna be Genji, it's gonna be Genji. And I'm like, it's gonna be somebody else. Everybody's been hoping that Malthael would come, forever. And I guess we just have to wait a little longer. But I didn't think they were gonna put in a Hanamura map. I thought that was pretty cool. And they do have to, of course, redesign Hanamura from Overwatch. They can't have it kind of like a Hanamura, but I think the art style and everything transfers over really well. And the minion camps that are mechs, those are kind of cool. So.
Yeah, that's the first Overwatch-based map in Heroes, right?
I think so. Yeah, that's the first one. So,
wow,
pretty crazy.
So it's really good.
It's a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
The only weird thing is it's just another one of those maps where you can't attack the core directly. So
yeah, it's like
kind of like Towers of Doom. So it's
Towers of Doom.
Kind of frustrating because you can't just end the game sometimes.
Yeah.
Go for the.
But the core has a lot less health from what I understand.
Yeah, it only has 7.
Right.
It's one of those games where you have to do the PvE to end up pushing the core.
Correct. Yep.
I just want to gank people and stuff. Win the game.
Though I was kind of surprised that they didn't put Genji kind of stealth or some kind of stealth ability, but I guess they have Valera to cover that now. So
yeah.
But yeah, he does have a kind of a shadow step kind of thing. It's kind of I don't remember if it's cybernetic jump or something like that, where he teleports to a location. So
yeah. It's like his dive. I think it's his D ability.
Yeah. So.
But yeah. Anyways,
we'll see how it plays out coming in the future here. So, I thought we should go from that to talking about some of the meta. We haven't had an update on that for a few weeks now on the show, so we're going to pull some stuff over from overbuff.com. The last update they have was from the 11th, so it's a little bit old. I'm waiting for a new update, but some new information still. This is like since Orisa was put into competitive. So let's talk a little bit about this. So we wondered, and this is before like a lot of the changes to Lucio, I think, really were in too. So we still see Lucio at the top tier, and 100% pick almost. And there's only like I think it was 7% was like his lowest one on defense or something like that.
Wow,
it's kind of incredible. I think he has gotten even higher, which I didn't think was easy. So he's nearly 100% pick. If you could have a tier higher than S, you'll be hitting that soon.
Yeah.
And then under him, we don't have anybody in the next tier, and so we have to come all the way down to tier 2, and then we have a few heroes there. We have Tracer, Winston, 76, and Ana there. So
there's your dive.
Yep.
There's your dive right there.
Yeah.
Aside from Zenyatta, there's your dive.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess Anna's.
Yeah.
That's it.
And Zen's right underneath it anyway, so it's like,
yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think with like this gap now? Like this is the first time I've seen a gap on one of their reports, that there was like a giant gap in the tier 1. There's nobody there, and then we have only 4 heroes in tier 2.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Ova?
So, I mean, obviously I'm not a pro player, but I see tiers 2 and 3 a lot, and a lot of variation of them, but I definitely see a ton of Winston, a ton of Soldier, a ton of Tracer, so it makes a lot of sense to me. But yeah, it's odd that they're not more in the 80 percentile than the over 50.
Yeah.
Because I just see them a ton. And dive is the meta right now, so yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, I think on defense, the only people that went over 75% after in that tier was Ana on defense and King of the Hill Winston. That was it. Everybody else was like around 60%, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. Soul, what do you think about this gap that's forming? You think it's gonna stay here?
Well, when you look at it, it's based on the usage time, like how often they're getting picked. Well, this could actually be a sign of like a healthy meta, because besides Lucio being picked every single time, everyone else is kind of picked here and there, depending on what you want to do. So like tier 2 and 3 there's a lot of heroes in that group. So I mean, I think it's pretty good. I'm surprised to see Mercy and Pharah in there now. They finally get to shine a little bit more, because they weren't. I think the last time they were in tier 4 or 5. So
yeah, Mercy's been tier 5 for a long time. So
yeah, so they're actually like viable now, which is cool.
Yeah, I think you make a really good point though, that this kind of glut of heroes that we're seeing in tier 2 and 3 is showing it's that the game is healthier that way. It seems like when I was doing my placement matches, I swear tier 5 is mostly what I saw, other than like Lucio.
Yeah.
Just let's take any random tier 5 hero and put them in the placement matches I was in. And that's the teams I was on.
Those are the troll picks.
Yeah.
A lot of Sombra. I saw a lot of Sombra when I was doing my placement matches that week. I was like, what is going on here? Are you surprised that tier 5 has Orisa so low? Like that she's, and this is only tournament play. You got to remember that too. But are you surprised that Orisa, at least back then so far, was not picked very much?
Yeah, I think she's maybe still a little too new. People don't know how to synergize with her that well. But then again, Sombra's down there too with her, so she's been out quite a while. Maybe her kit's just not meant for that high end play, and I think that's okay.
It's meant for the fun play.
Yeah.
Definitely, there's there's fun heroes, but they're not actually really good competitive. But like Steve said, maybe Orisa could be good. Her right click's really good, and with enough coordination, you can make use of that really well. But she's like, still know where to put her because, like, as everyone says, Reinhardt has a 2,000 health shield that moves around with you, where Orisa has, was it 900 shield
900,
that's immobile,
yep.
so like on cooldown. So it's a little bit harder to use. It's immobile, so people are probably going to pick Reinhardt a lot more often, and her ultimate is more of a like support role, boosting everyone else up, whereas Reinhardt has initiation ult and could actually get kills for the team.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe they just, since the meta is a dive comp, maybe they just, if it ever shifts, Orisa might show up there, possibly.
There we go.
Yeah.
So
it's just not dive.
I'll ask like a last question. I think would be kind of interesting. If you had to pick anybody from tier 5 in this list, who do you think would be a hero that is worthy of a little bit more playtime, or the most worthy?
That's easy. Widow.
I knew you were going to say that.
You know what? I think. Yeah. Maybe it's possible on defense, but maybe McCree used to be really well, but then they nerfed him with the drop off on damage. His ultimate is still pretty crappy. I mean, I would say because Reaper, McCree, or maybe even May could come back.
Yeah, I would say McCree. You know, even with the nerf withstanding, that he could be the next one. He would be worthy of a little bit more playtime.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, just one final argument for Widow, though, is, like, if you're good at her, she deletes people.
Yeah.
Like, no question. Yep. If you get a shot, two headshots, 2 different heroes, you're up 2 players.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, like, if you're good at her, you can position yourself well and get the hits.
Yep.
It's huge for your team. And then sites allow you to... Well, I say sites because that's Soldier, but her thing which shows the people. I mean, you can kind of prepare for when they're going to come in and who they swap to. So, I've been playing her a lot, and I think she deserves more.
Yeah, and I think that same argument kind of could be made for McCree in a way, because in the right hands he is incredibly deadly.
Very true.
Yeah,
very true.
And
it could be really good.
In the hands of a skilled player, I mean, everybody's deadly, but I think those, Widow for sure, Hanzo, or not Hanzo, McCree, but I think that they're some of those heroes that can just decimate a team and can continue to keep the pressure on, and basically help run the clock out while their players are running back or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice. So we'll see how it evolves. I would expect we'll get a new report here pretty soon, and see where the evolution of this goes. So, but yeah, I think it's I really like what Soul said. This kind of grouping in the middle is actually a good thing. It's not.
Yeah.
Lucio though,
right.
if you're a Lucio main, you're celebrating, or you're upset because everybody picks Lucio.
Yeah. No one lets you. Not on comp though. No one cares to play Lucio.
That's true.
Yeah. Don't worry about it.
All right, let's switch over. We're talking about competitive stuff. In tournaments. Let's talk about one of the biggest tournaments, and that's the Overwatch World Cup. And we're recording here on this Wednesday. We've got 5 days and 16 hours from right now, if you want to qualify for the tournament, guys. So we got to step on it.
Lots of work to do.
We got to be in the top 100 in our country, or it's over. So.
Yep.
That's just to qualify. That's not even getting handpicked.
Yep. That's just to get on the list.
Yeah.
So, if you make it on the list, maybe that'll get on the sights of some Overwatch League team, though, in the future. You never know. That's probably part of their recruiting, right? But we have the country is there. The countries are there of what their skill rating is and everything right now. And we still have China at the top with 45-50. And South Korea is 45-28, so right behind. The U.S. has closed the gap. I think they were like 40 in the 4200s last time we talked about it, and they're at 44-81, so the gap's closing now. Rounding out the top 5, we have Sweden and Canada, who's moved up. So That's our top 5. I was looking down the list. Ireland, you're 50th. You got to step your game up if you want a chance to win. It looks like, and right above them is Lithuania and Kuwait, which I did not know that Kuwait would have that much Overwatch in it. But hey, cool stuff. So worldwide, right?
Yeah, I need to start playing on a server that has a lower cap so I can get higher up in the ranks. Maybe that's my strategy.
Before the show we talked about finding some country that has like no Overwatch scene at all and just saying like, look, you just sponsor us by like getting us an apartment with good internet and we'll represent you in the World Cup.
Yeah, look, the top rank's 2300.
You're amazing.
That's right. So yeah, in 5 days this will all end, and then we'll get the voting will start soon after, I'm sure. So we can start putting together our teams, represent our country. So that's all cool. Excited to see that at BlizzCon. I think it's going to be a good event. Hopefully there'll be a little bit more parity in the tournament this year, and it won't just be a blowout at the end. I'd like to see it go to like a final game. I don't know. That's what I want to see. Just have it all come down to one game.
Like a 3-2 and then, or like a 2-2 and then the final match. Yeah, that would be great.
That'd be really nice. So.
Well, last year wasn't it? They picked one person like a captain and they handpicked people, didn't they, for the Overwatch World Cup per region? That's the same one, right?
I think they got voted in.
Voted in. That was it.
Yeah, we vote them all in. So, and then I think whoever received the most votes is the captain de facto or something. So
so this is a little bit better because this is actually like high skilled players from each region, not just like a popularity contest, too, right? So that's not too bad.
Yep. So
it's gonna be close.
It'll be cool. So
yeah.
So let's roll on to, because we're wrapping up the show here in a few minutes. Let's talk about the community cards for the week. So the voting this week has about almost 50% Soulslain leading the way this week.
Yeah.
His aimbot Calvin clip there.
Boostio.
The Boostio.
Yep.
So me and Ova trying to close the gap, but I don't think we made it. So.
Yeah. No.
50%.
So that means Soulslain is like 100% on the show. So
far. He is. He's 2 for 2.
Nice.
You got to take him down. It's like Softy, right?
Yep.
So let's introduce our nominations for this week. I went out with an artist on Twitter that I follow. They're at Draenei_wow. And they have this really awesome picture of Reaper's like Raven skin. Like a really awesome artistic picture of him with like his wings and like his flowing, kind of cape-ish thing. It's just really, really cool. And want to throw that up there for this week. All right. So Ovo, what do you want to nominate?
I like your Reaper, but I raise you a Widowmaker. Art from Magnolia on Twitter, and that's actually with 3 M's, Magnolia. It's a version of her in the new skin from the Uprising event, and I just thought it was cool. So nominating that one.
Nice. All right, Soul, you're going for 100%. What are you going to go with this week?
I'll try. This time mixing it up. There's a channel called Skyline, and he discusses learning Overwatch and different aspects of it. And this one is all you need to know about hero picks. So he's very clear and concise on explaining all the different heroes and what their purpose is and why you'd pick each one, and groups each one clearly and explains reasons why. So I figured just learning a little bit more about the game. This is a great video, and I love all these different things in order to improve in the ladder.
Awesome.
So, yeah,
it's like one of those things where even if you don't vote for Soul, just don't vote for Soul. You can still check out the video. We still want you to watch it.
You'll definitely learn. Yep. You'll learn a lot from the videos. It's great.
So there we go. We'll see if Soul can win 3 for 3.
Just get really wrapped up in the video and just forget to vote it.
Yeah.
And then at the last minute, click me.
Yeah.
Click me instead.
Yeah. Misclick me or Frostee.
Yeah.
Nice. So I'll wrap up this part with reminding everyone to go to our blog page. If you click on connect on Discord or just find our widget on the page, you can connect to our Discord. You can come have fun, chat. If you see us in there, just be like, let's group up, let's play some, and we'll head in game with you or whatever, and have other events or just chat on there. Also, if you have any questions for the show, you can ask them there in the Ask Overcast channel, or you can use it on Twitter, just hashtag Ask Overcast. So before we finish up, let's get some shout-outs in there. So, Ova, I know you've got one.
Yeah, I have a shout-out this week for a community or this website called Overwatch-teammeetup.com. And what it is a place where you can go and find, for any of the platforms, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, you can find either players or look for a team or set up your own team and search for players. So it kind of works both ways. You can post to join somebody or create your own listing and have people join or attempt to join your team or group. So I thought it was a really good tool because I'm actually looking for something like this. I'd like to get into maybe a more structured team or have set times to play with people consistently to get better. I think that'll help me and hopefully help other people as well. So I'm just giving a shout out to that community this week.
That's really cool. So, Soul, do you have anything you want to shout out?
No, I don't have any shout-outs this week. Yeah.
All right. I will finish out by shouting out Calm Before the Storm once again. They're like right on their funding goal, like right there. If they haven't already passed it in the last few hours that I've checked. So go and support Calm Before the Storm. Even if they're funded, feel free to contribute because that is an awesome party. If you're going to be at BlizzCon, whether you're going to be in BlizzCon itself, or if you're just going to be in the area and you want to check out Calm Before the Storm, you can come and hang out. And it's a great community of people you're going to be able to interact with. There's podcasters from every Blizzard podcast you can think of are going to be there. Like lots of artists, lots of art, awesome community people are going to be there. And it's a great event every single year. So I'd encourage you to support that event any way that you can. So
which level gets me the T-shirt? That's the one I'm donating to.
There you go. I don't remember which one it is or what it's called this year if they've changed the name, so check it out. But yeah, it's a great event. So there you go. Head over there, and I think that's all that we have for the week. So remember, you can always follow us on Twitter at Overcast Show. Overcast.frozenfoxmedia.com is our blog page, and frozenfoxmedia.com is the page for our whole network. And you can check out all the podcasts and other content that we have on there. And thank you for watching if you're watching the YouTube version of this. And thank you for listening if you're listening on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or anywhere else. Either way, if you love the show, let us know by leaving us a review, a thumbs up, and always we encourage you to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes of the show. And so before we go, where can we find everybody on social media? Ova, where can people find you first?
Find me on Twitter or on Twitch at Ovadrive CTR.
There we go. Soul, we didn't have a Twitter for you last week. Now we do.
Yep, we do. It's official. On Twitter, you can find me at Hanzo Main 420. Just hit me up.
I still can't believe that name was open.
It's open. It's mine now.
Not anymore, right? Nice. And you find me at Frosty Fox everywhere. So thank you, everyone, for supporting the show, everybody for listening or watching. And we'll be back next week with even more from the world of Overwatch. This is the 77th episode of Overcast, your Overwatch podcast. And I am Frosty.
I'm Ovadrive.